Hello, welcome to another video. Today I have a video speaking on the UFC 317 card. Well, I'm only talking about the co-main and the main event. So let's just jump straight into it. This isn't going to be too long of a video. But please like, subscribe, comment, and get me to 200 subscribers. We finally made it to 150. I think we're at 155 right now. So thank you guys for all the support and all the love. I'm back. I'm better than ever. I think I'm gonna stick to one video a week for now, and yeah, unless like something real big pops up in the fighting scene. So yeah, please like, subscribe, comment, give me to 200 subscribers, and let's jump straight into it. So the co-main event. I'm a casual, I watched the co-main event, and to me, honestly, it was a pretty boring fight just because of how one-sided it was. I don't know their names, but to me, a one-sided fight is a boring fight, honestly. I want to see either two big names. To me, it was boring because I didn't know both of the fighters, so I don't know the history, I don't know anything. But I'd like to see two big names fight each other, and yeah, I didn't know both of the guys. It was a pretty one-sided fight. It was pretty good. One of the guys, he just dominated. That's my biggest critique about it, but it was a good fight. If I had to rate it, I'd probably give it like my bad. So how to fix that? I'd probably give it like a solid 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, good event, good co-main, but I just didn't know nothing about it because I'm a casual, and I'm a casual. So yeah, let's go to the main event. The main event, to me, it was one of the craziest things. It was knockout of the night for sure. That I thought it'd be more of a competitive fight. I know Ilya, I know Charles, but I thought it'd be way more of a competitive fight. He knocked him out within, I think it was like 2 minutes. Yeah, Ilya is like that. I mean, he's one of the names that I know. Like, you could be a casual and you know who Ilya is. I saw that he had a face-off with Paddy right after the fight in the ring. So hopefully they make that happen. Yeah, Ilya's just like that. I thought it'd be way more of a competitive fight, and it ended real quick. Too quick, in my opinion. Ended too quick, but yeah, it was a brutal knockout. And I mean, what more can you ask? A brutal knockout. It's the best way to end a fight. And yeah, I don't know who they should put Ilya against next. Because I don't know the names, but I know Islam. Is that his name? Islam Makhachev. Yeah, they should make that fight happen. I'd like to see, because I know Islam, he's good with wrestling and all that, and I don't know how good Islam, he's not known for striking, but Ilya, he's known for striking. I don't know much about his grappling, and I'd like to see how that fight would go out. But yeah, I watched more of the Jake Paul event. I probably should have watched the UFC event right after the as soon as the co-main started for the Jake Paul, because oh my god, the co-main and the main event for the UFC were way better than the Jake Pauls. And yeah, that's what I have to say about that fight. Those two fights, UFC 317 every time I feel like they gotta start doing something where the fights don't go above each other, like the main events and boxing and UFC. Cause like I'd watch the UFC if it wasn't on the same time that boxing happened. So like they should have cards on Fridays. Friday nights would be perfect for the UFC. And yeah, that's what I have to say about the UFC. Please like, subscribe, comment, give me the 200 subscribers. My bad, I'm not really into this video or into this card. I just don't really watch the UFC that much. I try to, the most. I should talk about the Jamal Hill versus the other guy. Forgot his name. They fought on, I don't know if it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but they fought. That fight was so. I wanted Jamal Hill. Well, I like the other guy that Jamal Hill was fighting, but I wanted Jamal Hill to like just throw something, like, cause that would have made the fight way more interesting if he would have like maybe dropped him or hurt him a little bit. But nah, Jamal Hill, he just got outclassed. I forget his name. He's one of my favorite UFC fighters. I watch every one of his fights. I just forget his name because I like, my mind is always just thinking about boxing fighters that I just can't remember any UFC names unless they like go real popular on social media or something, or like they're just everywhere. And he's not one of those fighters, but yeah, Jamal Hill, I just wanted to see him throw like something like crazy. I seen the Chilean fight. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was. Yeah, it was a co-main event against somebody that was fighting from their hometown. The Chilean lost. I was going for the Chilean because I have seen more of him. But yeah, that was a good fight. Got completely dominated. I'm talking about the Jamal Hill card that happened 1 or 2 weeks ago. But yeah, that's pretty much all that I know of the UFC as of recently. They should make Ilya versus Islam Makhachev, from what I know, because I'm a casual. Yeah, I just don't like all the UFC stuff pops up. Is just because like my whole Instagram is just like combat sports. So the UFC stuff pops up, and yeah, I'll like take a look at it, or like if there's a crazy knockout, I'll take a look at it. But it just doesn't really interest me. Like their names, I can't remember like the punches that they're throwing. But yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys, since we're on the topic of the UFC or MMA, I don't think Dana White should be promoting the boxing fight between Canelo and Crawford, just because I feel like, I don't know, Dana White has never given me a good vibe. He should stick to the UFC, because the UFC, honestly, it's been on like a kind of a decline. Because I mean, I everybody knows that John Aspinall, or Joe Aspinall, I think it's John Aspinall, he's supposed to fight John Jones, and John Jones retired. Like, what type of shit is that, you know? And they were waiting, they were letting John Jones just hold the title until he retired, last second. Like, no, bro, that shit, they should have been made that fight happen like a year ago. But yeah, that's another fight that I know of that should have happened. John Aspinall. I've seen some stuff about him. He's pretty cool. John Jones, He doesn't really give me a good vibe. But it's because I didn't watch any of his fights. I think the only UFC fighters that I've really watched is like Brandon Moreno. I've watched his past like 5 fights. Yair Rodriguez. Alex Pereira. I watched some of his fights. His last fight he lost. Who else do I watch? It's this one guy named Zalubar. He's Mexican. Zalubar. He got Fight of the Year in 2024. I know he's a good fighter. I watch a lot of him. I used to watch when Kane Sandoval would fight. I remember when he fought for the UFC title for the first time. I remember, like, this was like 2010. I remember my parents would drive around and, like, you see signs everywhere, like, oh, he's gonna fight, like come to this bar and watch the fight. You know, they'd be promoting it everywhere. And it was a really big thing in the area where I live at. Just watching him fight. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the UFC. Please like, subscribe, comment. Give me 200 subscribers. I know as I go and like I keep on making UFC videos, I'm gonna be learning their names. So thank you guys for being on this journey with me of slowly not trying to be a casual, because boxing just has my heart, and the UFC, I like the strikers. I like the people who box in the UFC. But yeah, I just gotta watch it more. Thank you guys for just being with me through this entire process, and I'll be back. I'll be better than ever. Be stronger. I'm pretty tired right now. I gotta go to sleep. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.